Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we are jumping into the new deck digest for April. So these videos are where I show all of the decks that have come into my acquisition somehow from the last new deck digest to when I'm filming it right now. So I've got fun stuff to share, so let's just get into it. Starting with we're just gonna start with the two decks that have just kind of been on my desk here since I've gotten them. And to start, the Everyday Witch Tarot. Now this, we won't spend too long on this. We all know this one. This is not a new one to me. This is actually a repurchase. So I had this a few years ago now, this full-size version, and then I got, let's get it because it's right here for some reason. The pocket sized, and I keep it in this cute Peggy bag. This is one of the micro pocket, no, micro pouch bag things, wrap, I don't know. It's not the ones with the drawstrings, the one she makes with this. Anyway, so cute. So if you have one of these Llewellyn pocket-sized decks, they're smaller than used, but they fit in these. So cute. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Anyway, so I have the pocket version, which I love. Look at the size difference. I mean, it is so mini. And this is what I usually have in my work bag at all times. So that's why I said, for some reason it's in here. And I don't know why, because usually it's in my work bag. And so I ended up rehoming this version because I just didn't use it. And I always had the mini at work, so I was like, yeah. This was during those, everyone's decluttering all their stuff phases that I totally got swept up in. Anyway, but to be fair, I haven't missed it until now, and I've been kind of thinking about having this full-size version again because there's something about it I just love, and like these backs, something about the backs make me so happy. I really wanted to have the book again, and then I started playing Wildflowers, which is a cozy video game that I've been loving, and I really love pairing decks with my games, and I was like, oh my gosh, the deck that would pair perfectly with this game is the Everyday Witch Tarot. And so that was just kind of the final thing I needed to re-get this full size, and I've been really, really enjoying myself. I just have it out to shuffle and pull cards. I've been using it as my daily card deck sometimes. I love it. So it's sitting out here naked because I still need to make it a bag. So we're gonna carefully put that somewhere else. Okay. The other deck that I've been loving is the prototype of the Heartwood Tarot, which, look at the bag! Isn't it cute? I gave it a little key and bee charm. Yes, slay. This has been my obsession. So I did post a full walkthrough of this in case you didn't see it. This deck it's everything. It is everything. I didn't think I could possibly love a Three Trees Tarot deck more. But oh my gosh, has this one just completely knocked my socks off. I just cannot put it away. I want it with me all the time. I consistently use it. I love it so much. It's a very immersive tarot. And I think, not to say that Oak Ash and Thorn and Smoke Ash and Embers aren't, but for some reason, this one really just brings me into the atmosphere a little bit more than the other two. It's just so good. I mean, come on. Oh, it's so cute. So if you want to see a full walkthrough, that is up not long ago now. So that is the prototype of the Heartwood Tarot. Okay. So now that we had 2 tarots, let's keep going tarot, and then we'll show oracles at the end, because this month was more of a tarot heavy month. Alright. This next one. The Extraordinary Incantations Tarot. Now this is one Andy showed me, and then I saw it again on a tarot Discord. Someone used this and it just reminded, or made me remember it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that deck. So it's a very cute tarot deck. It reminds me of kind of the cartoon style of Cartoon Network, like Steven Universe, Adventure Time, the shows I love. So that's what drew me to it, for sure. But it is one of those tarot decks that has key phrases on every card, as you can see, and I love it. Something about that lately I've been really into, having keywords and key phrases on the cards. Especially these are just kind of encouraging, not in like a too positive kind of way, but it's just felt like the thing I've needed as of late. Should I bring it up closer? Maybe. I've been going to this all the time, especially if you saw my last video of dealing with some burnout. I don't think I showed this deck in that video because it was in my work bag, maybe? I don't know. I've been carrying it with me everywhere, so I don't think I ended up showing it, but I've been using this a ton, and it's been just so good. It's one of those real feel-good tarots. That's 4 of Swords, I take healthy pauses. Like, it just has really good phrases. I feel it all. I have a solid plan. Like, it's so good. So, really enjoying that. That's the Extraordinary Incantations Tarot. And as usual, I'll put links to everything in the description. Alright. Next was... ooh, such a good eBay find. I think I've got... not that many. Not that many EBF... Whoa. Slow down. eBay finds, but this was a really good one. It's the True Black Tarot. Now, the reason I was drawn to this is because if you watch Dawn Michelle and Lisa's Baldur's Gate 3 stream on Dawn Michelle's second channel, you'll know about Boyfriend. And so we're all collectively obsessed. Not everyone. I shouldn't say everyone, but I am in the group of the collective obsession with Astarion, one of the characters in Baldur's Gate, and so he's referred to as Boyfriend, and I agree with that. And so Lisa and Dawn Michelle have a deck they've been using as their Boyfriend deck, and as I said, I really like pairing decks with video games, and so I didn't get the one that they have. It's the Notoria one, and I think it really was because what came to mind for me when I was thinking of a deck for Astarion, I feel like I say his name wrong, was this one, which I've seen around. I've never had this deck. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. I repurchase decks sometimes, but anyway. And I was like, I want this one. Like, this is what I want for my Boyfriend deck. But it's quite the pricey deck. And not to say, like, it's amazing, beautiful quality. But sometimes, I don't know, I just, if it's a more expensive deck, I just kind of like won't sometimes. And so I just was waiting on it, and then it showed up on eBay for a really good price. And I was like, okay, this is my time, and I'm so glad I did, because ever since then, I was using the Tarot of Vampires before, which definitely works, but it just wasn't hitting quite right, and this one really does. And so anytime I'm playing Baldur's Gate or watching Dawn and Lisa's stream, I have this deck out to pull cards with and play with, and I love it. It's so good. So that's the True Black Tarot. And there is the Ephemera. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's like the white version of this, which would be cool as like an ascended version of Astarion. I think I said it right there. Anyway, True Black Tarot. Next, the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. So beautiful. This is a tarot put out by our very own Kara from Forest Moon Fae, and it is gorgeous. And I want to say there's another printing coming. So I'm gonna link to her Etsy shop, which is where you can buy these from when they're available, or if there's a pre-order available. So definitely, if you're interested, follow her shop so you get notifications. But anyway, it is a found art deck all themed around Persephone, who I have been having an obsession with. I just think she's amazing. Oh my gosh, I just love the whole story. I'm so fascinated by it. And so I think Kara captured the energy of that so perfectly in this deck. It follows an art style that is one of my personal favorites, so I knew it was going to be a win. And I have to say, I did a flip through kind of side by side of all of my found art decks that I own, because when I got this in, I was like, all right, I've got a lot, and it doesn't feel like a category I personally need a lot of, because I don't go to like this kind of tarot a ton, except for this one I've been using and just shuffling because it's just so good. But anyway, and this one, so I did a flip through of them all side by side, kind of like what I did with the decks. I posted a video of the decks that have like animals and botanicals. I did the same thing with my found art decks, and the way this one just totally really beat out my other ones, to the point where like there were some I ended up putting in my purgatory for now, because I was like, at least for right now, I'm not going to use a different one. I just want to use this one, and I just think it's so good. I really, really have been enjoying this tarot. So that is the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. Look how pretty the box is. Ugh. It's also really pretty to look at. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Alright, next, the Sweet Forager's Tarot. Oh my gosh, this was, I mean, a lot of my decks are, but this really was, and Andy made me do it, because she was talking about this deck, and I was like, yeah. And I remember when she got it, I was like, yeah, that's cute, but not for me. I love the colors, and I love the art, but it just isn't something that I would typically go for necessarily. But now that I have it, I'm like, yes, it is. But that's how I perceived it before. But what steals the show, for me anyway, for this tarot, is the guidebook. And that's what Andy showed me. She pulled me a card, showed me the guidebook, and I was like, sold. Immediately sold. I ordered it like a minute later. And I have been loving this. This has been a really good deck to just kind of have out for a single card draw, again, because it just like feels like you get such a good expansive message from just one card in the guidebook. It's so interesting how it's done. It's one of those things where it's like, if I try and explain it, it's not going to sound like it's doing anything like crazy different, but it just is, and I don't know how to put it into words, because we're following the journey of the Fool, which is, you know, what every tarot inherently does, but in the writing, it's like really this storyline, and you're either hearing directly from that Fool as the protagonist, or how they're encountering the other characters in these cards, and it's just one of those things where you walk away from it really thinking about what it said. And man, I feel like I say that a lot lately. If you couldn't tell, that's the vibe I've been really wanting lately, is where it's like, okay, I can pull one card and then I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna think about that. Oh, and it's just so cute. Now I'm kind of like, ooh, this is the first card I pulled. Also, can we just talk about that? Because as soon as when I opened it and was going through it, I sent a picture of this to Andy and I was like, this is my goal. Like, this magician is my goal in life. That's what I want to be. And then I pulled her as my first card. It was so good. I feel like this would pair with the game Fae Farm, which I totally need to get back to. I haven't played that in a bit, but yeah, really enjoying this one. That's the Sweet Forager's Tarot. Okay, next is a real mini, somehow smaller than that Llewellyn mini deck, and it doesn't have the name on the cover, but I do remember it. It's the Honey Night Tarot. This is from Tivada. That's where I bought it anyway. I mean, it's like this cute little, oh my gosh, it's a square deck in this really nice magnetic box. Here's the back, so cute. I need to like compare the size. Where's it? Okay. We've got Everyday Witch again, so that standard Llewellyn kind of size. Look how small. It's so cute. Okay. So, as you can see, absolutely adorable. Wait, oh, I do have a few, like, I don't know if complaint is the right word, but there's some just errors in this deck, and that's not making that much sense to me. Like, this says technically Pace of Pentacles, so that's interesting. And then the other thing, I can't even get it to focus because it's so small. The other thing is that it's, well, interesting to me is in the minors they put a number and then say the word, but two of the aces say one of Pentacles, and then the other two say ace. I just don't, like, I don't know how that happened. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, but regardless, it doesn't stop me from using this deck. I still think if you can get over things like that, which I can, it doesn't really, like, bother me that much. It's so good. And we've got the, astrological and elemental associations on there, which is so cool. At least for, that says Pace too. Is it? No, it can't be the font. I feel like I checked that. We're gonna see if it comes up. Yeah, I've been obsessed with this. I'm not usually even one for decks that are like this mini, because I don't really see there, this one is Ace of Wands. I don't know, it's interesting, but yeah, no, it's a spelling error, because see, there's a G and a C together. Anyway, doesn't matter. There's extra cards in this deck that are so cute. Wow, I didn't mean to open up the gate just like immediately negative. I just feel like I had to get that. I had to get that off my chest, you know what I mean? Now, look at that! Oh my gosh! It's so cute. I don't really have good I think the dexterity, possibly, I don't know. So when they get small, I tend to just kind of drop them. So I'm not usually one to get things that are like this small, but TBH, I didn't really pay attention to the size of it. This was kind of an impulse buy because I saw on Instagram, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry because I don't remember who it was, and I've been trying to remember so that I can mention. But if it was you and you're watching this, let me know. Okay. They paired this with the I'm Here Oracle, and I can't remember if it was like in that picture it did look this mini and I just didn't really register it, or maybe there was at some point a bigger version. I don't know. Either way, it's totally fine because look at this. I saw this pairing and I was like, I need to have it. And it was one of those things where I was like really feeling like in the depths of burnout, and nothing was like, when that happens for me, it's like nothing's exciting. And so when I saw this pairing and got excited by it, it just was like, I immediately had to order it. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes impulse buys, when you're feeling that kind of way, can be a good thing, because it was like it got me excited about this realm again. And look how nice they pair. Isn't this so cute? Ugh. And I did my first ever, actually, for myself, Celtic cross spread. I don't know. I'm not usually a spread kind of gal, so I've never done one, especially because I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot of cards. But I did one using this deck, so I was able to just do it right on my desk here. It wasn't crowded. And man, did it call me out. I will say, it was a good reading. Look at these together. I just love them together. Oh, look at it. It's so beautiful and just so like, I don't know, it just is cute in the best kind of way. Anyway, we don't have to spend so much time on that, but I just have to show because that's truly why I bought it. And again, if it was you, let me know, because I'll absolutely post a link to the picture I saw on your Instagram where you paired it, because immediately yes. Oh, I love it so much. So that is the Honey Night Tarot. And I love this size. Andy just got the, I think it's like the 8-bit tarot that's also this mini. It's so cute because she has been playing it with like, or using it with Stardew Valley, I think. I don't know, which I'm thinking about getting back into. Sandy said she found a mod that slows down time, because that's my only qualm with that game. It gave me anxiety because time moved so fast. So I need to, Sandy, remind me. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. So I bought this, and I haven't used it because it hasn't been the vibe for me, but I can't wait until it is. It was one of those things where, again, I was in that burnout and I had fun money to spend, and I was like, I want to try and spark something here. So this has been on my list, and I was like, okay, like there's nothing else that's exciting me right now, and I've had this on my list so long, like let's get this. The Beauty of Bones Tarot. Not to say that like, was that like a weird way to say that? I don't know. I didn't mean anything weird by it. Let's have some tea. I just meant like, I was like, I want to get something different for me and pretty and just cool. And so this is what landed there. Beauty of Bones Tarot. I love the size of it, by the way. I really should. You know what? Wait, I've got an RWS right here and another. It's a one pocket pouch. I figured it out. Which I've never had these before because I love the drawstring peggy bags, but this was the first one I got, and I really like the style too. So anyway, okay, So RWS, here is Beauty of Bones. So you can see it's a bit shorter and wider. It's like almost getting to that like squarish shape, but not quite. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I can't wait for this to be the vibe. I think, ooh, I want to do a deck speed dating, and what am I up to? Is it tarot or oracle? I hope it's tarot, but I don't know if that's true. But if it's tarot, we're putting this one in because I haven't used it and I want to. Here's the backs. They've got all this spot gloss finish. It's all on the box front. Beautiful. So this is a photography deck that uses pretty much all botanicals, and then this skeleton model and like bone, you know, like the ones you'd have in like your middle school, high school science class. You'd have that like big skeleton model standing in the corner. This is what it uses. And so the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know about that. But then I watched some walkthroughs, or must have saw it other places, I don't know, and I was like, wait a second. So those are those things where I was like, I put it on my, sometimes my tarot wish list is like, yes, I want to get this, or sometimes it's like, I'm intrigued. So I'm gonna add this here because it's more of like a, when I've got the fun money to spend, I'll see it and be like, oh, let's look into this. And so that's what I did, and I was like, wait, no, this is cool. Wait, I like this. It's got this real kind of, I don't know, an interesting, like, mix of spooky, yet the flowers bring this spring, new growth kind of energy. It just, the juxtaposition I think is so cool. I think how the photography is done is so awesome. I want to show this to my sister so bad because she is a photography teacher. I just want to know what she thinks. So if you're seeing this, sometimes she watches my videos. Lauren? Just know I know. And if you're watching this, just remind me. I don't think she watches these ones. I think she watches the month ones, and I'm like, oh my god, embarrassing. Anyway. Besides the point, I think it's really cool. What, like, I don't know, it just, it's like using this deck and getting this deck, it just inspired me to, like, want to make a photography deck, because I used to be really into that as well. My computer might make a noise in a second, because it was going to sleep. No, maybe not. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, because I wanted to be my older sister, obviously, as a child and teenager. So she was taking photography classes in high school, so was I. And I loved it. I really loved it. And I still have all my equipment and stuff. I think it'd be so cool to do a film photography tarot deck. It's a little risk. I mean, it would take some time because you have to take the pictures, get them developed, and then see if they're even good. But wouldn't that be neat? Oh, I'm thinking about that now. I think that'd be cool. I might have to do that. Anyway, so this, as you can see, this just felt like inspiring, exciting. I haven't used it yet, but I can't wait until it just like feels like the right vibe. Right now, the vibe is more like the Honey Night Tarot and the I'm Here. But this will have its moment. That's the Beauty of Bones Tarot. Alright, next up is the deck that I said would be my March purchase on the Cozy Capsule Cards. I know I'm getting that order wrong. With Tara and Kelsey, it's their capsule collection they put out. I was on it live for March. It was so fun, so much fun. And in that, they kind of talk about if there's decks they're already planning on buying for the month. And so this was mine because I knew it was coming out, and it was a yes for me. It's the Animal Guides Tarot. Actually, this was because Andy gets the Hay House like quarterly subscription box where you get some decks, I think early, because she had this before it came out from that box, so she showed it to me. But my friend Rachel at work has that OG one where it was Radley Valentine and Doreen Virtue, and so I was familiar with the deck and I wanted it, but I was not about to pay an out-of-print price for, you know what I mean? I just wasn't gonna do it. So I was so excited. Rachel told me months ago, she was like, they're coming out with this deck again, like, you need to get it. And then Andy got it and showed me, and I was like, yes. So the Radley Valentine decks are all this kind of thing where it's, you get keywords and like a full message on the cards. They tend to be a bit on like the, I don't want to use the word fluffy, because I feel like usually that's used in a mean way, but I don't mean it in a mean way, but it is on the fluffy side, but I mean that in the best way possible. I only have one other Radley Valentine deck, and that's the Guardian Angel one, which as of right now is still out of print. I think it'd be so cool if it came back in. But I really love this one. I love animal decks. That's no surprise or secret. And I just think the messages on here are really nice. This is like a single card draw deck for me. Look at that. Ugh. It just, something about his decks have such a cozy feel because there is a bit of that cheesiness to it, where what it reminds me of is there's a metaphysical shop when I say near me, just know it's like minimum of 20 to 25 minutes, which maybe for some others that's like, oh, that's not far at all. But I grew up very much in the suburbs where it's like you could get to most things you needed within 5 minutes because it was so like built up. So it seems farther to me. Anyway, doesn't matter. But it is in that 25-minute mark, so it's closer than some other things. There's a metaphysical shop that is run by this woman who is just like so kind, so nice and welcoming. But it's one of those metaphysical shops where it's not you don't walk in and it doesn't feel like Wicca. You know what I mean? How some of them it's like they're really going for that very kind of witchy new age feel. This is a bit more like, and again, I'm saying this all meaning kindness, always. It's more like your grandma's new age spirituality shop, you know what I mean? Where there's still a lot of angels around. She has a whole section dedicated basically to like Catholicism in a way, but like Catholic symbols. So it's the things where it's like it's one of those metaphysical shops where it has things you're familiar with, but take this kind of more like open-minded spiritual spin to it. You know what I mean? And this is something she would have. She would have this kind of deck. She would have it out for you to just use. Like, for example, anytime you check out, they give you the option of, like, you want to pull your angel card for the day. And it's those, like, old school rectangle angel cards in a basket. And you could pick one and read your card while they're, you know, wrapping up your stuff, things like that. I don't know. You know, it's that kind of metaphysical store, and I really like it. Sometimes that really is just the vibe you need, where it just feels like, again, like your grandma's spirituality. Not that mine were like that at all, or are like that, but that's just what I imagine. Look at this Empress! So good. Anyway, so I really like this one. It just has been the perfect thing lately. And it definitely, again, it's a single card draw. Sometimes I'll use it as an oracle, but that's kind of its use. So that's the Animal Guides Tarot. Cute. Okay. We've got one more tarot, and that's the Adventure Tarot. This I saw on Lisa's Hot Takes, and oh, I had such a reaction to it because I was like, I need it right now. And it's not at all, hold on, I need to, I feel like I'm very aware of the words I'm using today, so apologies if that's like, you know, I'm guessing and hoping you're all sitting there being like, we get it. Like, we know you don't mean anything in a mean way, but, you know, I don't know, I just feel like I'm very aware of that. So, anyway, what I was gonna say is, for me, this deck is not really about the art style. While it's beautiful, it is not an art style that I am typically drawn to in the slightest. What would you even call it? I don't know, because I really, like, I can appreciate it for sure. It's just not my thing. I think because it feels very modern, and I typically kind of like a bit, it's either got to go really in the cute direction, or I need there to be a bit of like a vintage air to it somehow. You know what I mean? That's just my thing. But in that video, Lisa scrolled down on the Amazon listing, and you were able to read some of the guidebook entries, and oh my gosh, it blew me away, like really blew me away. So I ordered this as soon as it came out, and I remember I brought it to work too, and my friend Rachel looked at it and also was like, yeah, like, wouldn't usually go for this art style, but that guidebook, oh my gosh. It's so good. So I've been really enjoying, I've had this one out, and I have been using it a ton as of late because it does, it's not a confronting deck, but it's got this real sassy energy of like, you're not looking at this and you need to look at this kind of thing. And so I haven't been in that space a ton, but when I am, this gives the perfect delivery. I just think it's really well done. I like the cardstock of it. It's got this matte gold gilding that's nice. It's an Andrews McNeil deck, and I've been a real fan, I have to say, of what they've been doing. I just think it's really good. So that is the Adventure Tarot. And this has been really fun paired with the Creative Consciousness Oracle. They pair really nicely, so that's usually, if I'm in the space to be using the Creative Consciousness Oracle, which also is a bit, it's like a self-care call-out in a way, that's how I would describe it, then I use this tarot with it. I think they pair really nicely. So anyway, that's the last tarot. Let's get into the oracles. So this one is like new, not new, but I figured I'd show it. This is the Old Ways Magic Oracle, which I've had for a long time now. But the reason I'm bringing it back out is because the creator just released a new version that instead of, I think initially it was 36 cards, it now has 50. And so I have loved this oracle. I think it's so beautiful and special feeling, and I just really love the artwork. That as soon as that came out, I was like, yes. More cards, yes. So it did mean repurchasing the whole deck, but the creator was so nice and put it at a bit of a discount for a while for people who, you know, needed to repurchase the whole deck if they wanted the extra cards. But what I do enjoy is now I've got an extra set of some of the cards that I can use as altar cards, and not, like, if I leave them out and one gets messy or something, it's okay. So I do love that. And maybe I'll even use it for like crafting. I don't know, because these cards, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. So I'm really, that's one of the new cards. I'm really excited about this, to have more cards, and 50, like that's such a good number for an oracle, I think. Ugh, it's so pretty. I really love this oracle. I also haven't used this one much yet. Look at that bee. Oh my gosh. Ooh, would this be cool with the new bee tarot? I'm thinking of getting that one. I think it comes out Tuesday. Ooh, maybe that would be cool. But anyway, I love this one. I can't wait to use it again when I'm more in the space for this kind of feel. That is the Old Ways Magic, the new 50 card version. Now this just came in a few days ago. This was one I had on pre-order, and it's the Liminal Forest Oracle. This is MJ Coolinane's latest deck. If you can't tell, I've been on an MJ Coulinane train. Just the decks she's been putting out lately, at least like the tarot, the usual tarot and oracle, I should say. There was like, she came out with some others. There was like a yes no one that was cool, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I've just been really loving what she's been doing lately. I feel like since she's kind of moved back into the making indie decks, it just, I don't know. There's something about these decks she's coming out with lately. I really love this oracle, and I wanted to get it because, like I said, I just feel like, not that I think her work feels different in any way. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but the Unfinished Business Tarot that came out before this one, that was the most recent until this one just came in, has completely blown me away. I can't get enough of that deck. I think it's amazing. Every time I use it, I think about the story I read all day. And so now I'm like, yeah, I'm on the MJ Coulinane train. And so I pre-ordered this as well, and so good. I've used it a few times, and it's really, really a good oracle deck. I love the artwork in it. This is one too I need to find some pairings for, but so far I did, oh, my computer's gonna make a noise. Sorry. Anyway, I did use it with the Unfinished Business Tarot, and that worked really nicely. I wasn't sure if it would. I'm sure it would work with all of her decks. Ooh, like the Forager too, but I like finding pairings outside of the same artist, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to do that, but I love the keywords. The guidebook is great. The art, just so, look at that, Safe Harbor, it's so good. So, that's the Liminal Forest Oracle. Really excited about that. She has also just the most gorgeous cardstock lately. Oh my gosh, it's got this like slight rose petal finish where it's not sticky, but man, it's so good. Okay. Ooh. This just came in too. This is the latest Tree Whisper Oracle, the Dream Travelers by Maggie Black, and I am so excited about this, and to tell you how I'm kicking myself for not getting on this train sooner and getting the other versions of this deck, because like right as I opened it the first time I was like, oh no, yeah, I should have gotten those, like the Secret Garden one, because that feels like spring, summer, and this one I think kind of is all seasons, but I mean, looking at the backs, and I know there is already like a fall winter version, so I do believe this is kind of meant to be all season, but it's got this real wintry feel to me. And also, don't quote me on that info, because I watched her video on this a while ago, and I'm not remembering the details, but looking at the pictures, I was like, no, I do think we span all seasons, but there is See, like, that's like a summer tree. I don't know. Oh my gosh, so beautiful though. This was one of the things where I was like, seeing other people use it and seeing it like on the screen, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't get what the thing was about it, but now I do. It's so beautiful and gives such an interesting energy. Like, being able to like see faces in these images, there's really something. Look at this, past lives. Doesn't it look like there's like multiple faces stacked up on each other? I don't know. It's really just something I clearly can't put into words. But I'm really, really excited to use this deck. And again, even though there's a lot of wintry cards, I certainly will be using it. Although I would love to get my hands on that Secret Garden version, but that is okay. I'm excited for what I got right now. The keywords are so good. I really want to pair this with the Fairies Oracle. I think that would be awesome. I don't know. I haven't played with it a ton yet, but that's so pretty. But I'm excited to. So that is the latest, and it came so fast. Like, really can't believe it. She sent out an update saying that like she felt like the process was really fast too. Like the other decks, kind of the process of like getting them printed and sent out felt like she really needed to, it was like kind of slower, where this was like, it wanted to arrive quickly, and I was so surprised. It was a great surprise though. So that is the latest Tree Whisper Oracle. This is the Dream Travelers. Look at this pink of the box too. I do love that. I love the pink. Okay. Next up, this is the new Embroidered Graveyard. So this was on Kickstarter, I don't even know, a while ago now. But so I have have had for a while now the white version of this, and I'm obsessed with it. So when this was on Kickstarter, basically the new thing is that it would have the guidebook in the box instead of the bigger guidebook on the outside. I wanted to take the opportunity to get the black coloring of it because I knew I'd use it. And so pretty much the cards are the same. I think there are some extra cards. I got some of the bonus cards that are shuffled into here. But the big thing I think really was that there would be this in the box, which is really cool. I'm excited to have a version where I've got the guidebook in the box, and then a version where I've got the big guidebook, because I don't know. I think really the only difference is that it took out like the pictures in the guidebook, which is totally fine. But I don't know, I'm excited that I've kind of got both versions now, and it is undeniably a spooky deck, but the white coloring of it, to me, makes it feel very, I always want to use it in the spring and summer, where it's like a battle in my brain, because I'm like, oh, but it's spooky, so like I should use it in the fall. Not that there's any rules around that, but I always put it out in the fall too, and I never touch it. But now, as soon as I unboxed this one, I was like, oh yes, here it is. Now I've got Embroidered Graveyard year-round, because to me this feels very fall-winter. So I'm very excited because this is such a favorite of mine, this deck, and now it's like my brain has a way to make sense of using it all year round. I'm very excited about that. So this is one, I haven't used this one yet because like we're coming into spring now, so visually it just doesn't feel right to me to have like the dark version. So it is currently existing in my fall-winter bin, but I'm very excited to use it when fall rolls around. But for now, the white version is out, but very cool. Very exciting. Embroidered Graveyard Oracle. Cool. Okay, we got one more, and this was my other eBay find. Very excited about this one. The Secrets of Wandwood Oracle. So I have the Magic Cottage Oracle. I got that this December, and I've been obsessed with it. I've been using it a ton lately too with that Heartwood Tarot. So good. But these oracles, all of them, have just been on my radar as, like, I know I'd like them, but I don't know, I just never have bought them. I have the Pocket White Hair Wisdom that I think because it's smaller, I don't use it. I don't know why. Because I do like pocket oracles. Something about that, this artwork though being pocket, I just don't use it. And so then I had the thing of like, ooh, like if I don't use the one I have, should I get other ones? But like, really I just needed the bigger size. So I've been obsessed with the Magic Cottage. But I've been getting this feeling of, as it's getting a bit nicer outside and I'm going outside again, I was getting a feeling of like, oh, the Magic Cottage like really does feel kind of like, you can use it all year round, of course, but it does have this kind of like inside feeling because we're focusing on that cottage. Kind of same as the Heartwood, where it's like focusing on the world inside this cottage. And so I was like, I want this world, but outside. And then I remembered, oh my gosh, Secrets of Wandwood is all about like the forest kind of surrounding where Matlock the Hare lives. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's my outside version. And then a used one came up, amazing, either eBay or Mercari or something like that. And so took that opportunity, and completely like what I was thinking was right, because this one really feels what I am, like what I gravitate towards, at least when it's nice enough where I'm going outside a lot, I'm doing garden work. It's like, this is what I want to use. So very excited about that. I love these oracles. There's something about them. They're so magical. I want to say too, there was one on Kickstarter recently. I backed it. I'm not remembering like what the theme was now though. I should look. But that is the Secrets of Wandwood Oracle, and that, my friends, oh, that's the top of the box, is the last deck I have to show you today. So I hope you're all having a great day so far. If you've gotten anything new recently, I'd love to hear about it. But other than that, I will see you again very soon.